Welcome to Shuffle, a music conversation for everyday people, a place where music is always first. I'm Jay Brooks.
And I'm Nola C. Welcome to your new headquarters for music lovers, celebrating the good, the bad, and the in between in music. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel below and make sure that you hit shuffle.
Our very first episode is being taped here at Starboard Studios here in New Orleans. So for all of your music, your film, your production needs, don't forget to hit them up. Visit their IG at starboard_studios and check them out to book your first session.
Yes.
So let's get started with some hot topics and music news. First off, it's been a week since we've had the Grammys. Time to revisit it real quickly. We had some symbolic wins, some significant wins among artists. Nola, start me off with some of your symbolic wins.
Okay, so Megan Thee Stallion, she won 3 Grammys. She won one for Best New Artist, and the last time a female artist actually won that award was 22 years ago, and that was Lauryn Hill. And she also won for Best Rap Song alongside Beyonce. So Megan Thee Stallion had a big night. She won 3 Grammys, so a real big night for her.
Absolutely. And then also we can't forget about Kaytranada, who won for Best Dance Electronic Album and Best Dance Recording. Such a great time. Kaytranada has been out for a minute. Everyone who listened to him listened to 99.9%, how good of an album that was. And then to see him do his thing with Bubba, being the first black male to win in this category. And it's been in conception for 16 years.
Yes.
And so what a definite vibe. And all those artists won Grammys. So people like Duran Bernard or Sir, Cali, Yuga. So a lot of first-time winners based off that album. So a good look not only for the culture, but for black people, the LGBT community as well.
Right. Burna Boy also did win for Best Global Album, Music Album. And then Wizkid also won, too, for Best Music Video. So that's 2 Nigerian artists that actually won. And then with...
Tried to tell you about
Wizkid,
Twice as Tall.
Yeah, Twice as Tall was really good. And then with the 2 wins alongside of that with Wizkid, Blue Ivy won too, because that was for Brown Skin Girl. So
shout out to Blue, the real MVP in all of this.
Yes.
And what about Nas? So we had Nas who went ahead and won.
Yes.
Finally for Best Rap Album, although
14 nominations.
14 nominations.
14
And if
nominations.
you ask anybody about a Nas album that deserves a Grammy, they'd probably tell you should have went back to
94.
There you go. But it's okay. He's now a Grammy winner, and
Yes.
it's well deserved, whether it be King Disease or not, which wasn't bad. Produced by Hit Boy.
Yep.
And then also from a home team perspective, we talk about repping our home New Orleans. We had PJ Morton, who has consecutively won for the past 3 years, take up another trophy this time for Best Gospel Album. And then Ledisi, who has been in the game, right? We talked about that when we had the Grammy nominee episode back in December. They called Ledisi for the tributes. We talk about her voice, but she's been giving us album after album. And so it's finally about time that she gets her just due and credit. So congratulations to Ledisi and PJ Morton.
Yes. And last but not least, congratulations goes out to the queen herself, Beyonce Knowles. She is now the most awarded Grammy winning artist in history. She's tied with Quincy Jones. So.
How does it feel to say that from a board member perspective?
It feels great. From time and years after years, we saw the hard work that she's put in. When you look back at the Grammys, you think that, okay, she should have maybe won more, but we're satisfied. And I feel like right now in her career, she's not finished. So she can go up to probably 35 and more. So I'm just excited. I'm happy for her. Well deserved.
Nice.
Well deserved.
Congratulations. I must say, when you think about Beyonce's career, she's moved in a particular light that really should be the blueprint. Like if I'm an artist and I want to build a long-lasting career to kind of stand the test of time, you want to look and adapt to Beyonce's work ethic. So let's talk about performances. You got a chance to rewatch some on YouTube.
Yes.
Those of us who like to watch performances a lot. When I think about performances, I find myself rewatching the Silk Sonic performance with Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak, and not only just them performing Leave the Door Open, but the Little Richard tribute. Good golly, Miss Molly.
Bruno was on fire. Vocals are amazing.
I don't think the mic could have been any, I don't think it could have been up any more than what it was up. I think it was stuck.
If it's up, then it's stuck. But I do.
So
I love their chemistry though.
lame.
Him and Anderson .Paak. I cannot wait for this album to drop. To even think they've been working together since 2017. So you can only imagine how crazy the chemistry is between them two.
What did you think about Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion? After watching it again.
Okay.
Okay. So this is a weekend now.
A weekend watching it. I felt like Megan looked amazing. She was very energetic. Megan, you can see her progress because she started up the year. I think the first performance on national television was the BET Awards, and then she went on to do the Billboard, and then she did like Jimmy Fallon, and SNL. So she's learning how to get that stage presence, and I think that she really did a good job. She really owned it. Even when she came back out to do WAP, she was back at it again. So I thought that was pretty good. Cardi, she get an A for effort. Like, she tried. Like, I mean, because I think she was okay, but I wasn't for the lip sync.
The effort gets an A, or does what grade does the performance get?
Because the visuals were good. Like, it was very futuristic.
Right.
So I did enjoy that, but I just didn't enjoy the lip syncing though. That's all. And it just kind of looked like she was
choreography.
She did look like she was kind of out of breath.
She was working.
So, I liked it. It was okay. I feel like it was okay.
Well,
I just think that we expect more from Cardi. That's
because she's a Grammy winner?
Yeah, and she's been out for a while. So when you're on the Grammy stage, we just think that, you're going to do an outstanding job. So, I think
the money
she knows
performance that she did
was
previous,
good.
it was really good,
It
correct?
was really good.
Okay.
But I think she knows, what she got to fix it up. So it was okay.
I would say most surprised would have to go to Dua Lipa. I thought, I knew I was going to get a performance of Don't Start Now, but the sexy was stepped up, the dance breaks were there.
You practice make perfect.
And, if you watched her Tiny Desk performance, it was a totally different vibe. Switched it up, like lit the dance floor up. Kind of saying that people are really hungry to be outside, but that is what Future Nostalgia is about. It's a heavy dance record. Her first, album was a little darker, self-titled, but this one was lighter, and she's been able to repackage it back and forth. And I'm surprised she didn't take home Album of the Year. But
I love the dance break. I think she's up to like 17 million views on YouTube. So I think she has the most views.
I would say it was definitely a top performance of the night.
It was really good. I was happy for her. I also enjoyed Harry Styles. Harry had a good time on that stage. He wasn't too flashy. I thought he sounded amazing. It made me love the song. Not certain songs you have to hear it live in order to really like it. That's what I
get free vibes from Harry. You know what I mean? I don't feel that Harry Styles is restricted in any form. I feel like, being a part of One Direction, they dealt with that. Because when you look at them, and we talked about this when we did Grammy Shuffle, shout out to Ryan Out Loud, by the way. We went live the night after the night of the Grammys, and we got to kind of talk about the show and break it down with Ryan from Ryan Out Loud.
Yes.
So if you haven't, follow Ryan. Hey Ryan.
Hey Ryan.
Checking in. But he's so free, from the Vogue cover to the style of this music, which is more soul and funk. It's a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
And he's able to be himself.
I love it.
And it feels liberating.
He had fun on that stage. His little dance breaks. Watermelon sugar. It's like, okay,
Harry. and so when we talk about like symbolism, and even with the wins, we talk about people of color. So when these nominations came out, essentially there was a lot of backlash about being overlooked in certain categories. Again, it's probably still a fresh wound for you, or it could be, but we talk about when Adele won over Beyonce for Lemonade. Adele won for 25, or The Weeknd. Hey to The Weeknd, happy 1 year anniversary to After Hours. But he has some feelings about it. A lot of artists, So what would you say in regards to the messaging? Like, did they get it right this year?
Well, I still think Chloe and Halle deserve a Grammy. I felt like Ungodly Hour, when you think about the sounds that they created, and it was different. It was very refreshing for 2020. So I do think that they should at least got Best R&B Performance, or Best R&B Song as well. Also, Jhené Aiko, I was looking for her in the
kind of
Best
that whole
R&B.
SZA effect.
I was looking for her to get something, and I did honestly thought that Say So was going to get Best Pop Record, because Doja Cat has proven time to time that she's a performer. Say So lasted like the whole entire 2020. Like it's either that one or Don't Start Now. I thought that was gonna get best pop.
Well, the thing about
And her mic was on. Shout out to you, Doja Cat, because Homegirl performed Say So in so many different ways, and she still was going. So I'm excited to see what she comes up with next.
Well, the thing about Doja and Chloe and Halle is that I think they'll be around for some time. I don't think they're going anywhere. And so
Absolutely.
often we see a lot of our favorite artists take forever to win a Grammy, just like we just talked about with Nas. But, a lot of people actually echo that sentiment about Chloe and Halle. So, when we talk about them right now, Ungodly has really been probably most popular. It may not be on everyone's like top list, but I haven't read a best album list and not seen
Yep.
Ungodly Hour. And so if you ask me, it's most popular. But, we see some transition going on. It almost appears as if they may be going solo. And that has been a heavy conversation in regards to them right now. We talk about Halle, who is off to, work on The Little Mermaid. And here we have Chloe, who's the oldest sister, who, when you watch their live performance, which, by the way, probably has had the best rollout for an era in quite some time in regards to fully promoting the album, getting people to buy in, consistently talk about them. We've went the whole time since the pandemic started talking about Chloe and Halle. And honestly, I don't know if we can say the same about some other artists that we started with in 2020. And not that necessarily that's a bad thing, but that goes to show you that they kept themselves out there and they stood by the work that they did. There's quality in their work. They didn't have to drop 2 or 3 projects. You know what I mean? It's been this one project. So, where we are.
And what, 5 singles? Or was it 4 singles? I think it was Ungodly Hour, Do It, Forgive Me.
And the record where Mike Will made it.
And then Tipsy.
Was that it? Okay. So I asked you, what do we say about Halle? And honestly, right now we've been getting a lot of Beyonce comparisons to Chloe.
Yeah.
So how do you, as a board member of the Beehive, right, a longtime representative fan, how do you feel? She is signed to Parkwood, right? They were a family business before Beyonce, but you can definitely see how Parkwood has impacted them in their careers now.
Yeah, because it's no secret that Beyonce is their mentor, and I'm pretty sure she's guiding them along the lines to this music industry because she knows what it takes. And even when they were getting the Rising Star Award for Billboard, she expressed how much she loved mentoring them. So I can see that's probably why people are comparing them two together, and maybe because the way Chloe performs, because off camera, Chloe is nice. She's energetic, she's happy, but it just seems like when she's on camera, she just goes into superstar mode. And maybe they kind of see Sasha Fierce in her a little bit, but that's the only thing that I could see. But I just say let her grow because, if you think about what happened with Normani when everybody was like, oh, she's the next Beyonce, she the next Beyonce, but now we haven't heard anything from Normani. So you don't want Chloe to go down that same road. And I feel like just right now, she's a new artist. She's stepping aside from her sister. They creating their different identities. So just let her grow and just be Chloe. That's it. And then she did the cover to Leave the Door Open. That was good. She did the cover to Your Mind Still.
Chloe is
she's good. Like, let her just do her thing.
She's a singer and she's a writer and
producer.
She's also a producer. And so she really is kind of, she's self-made. I think that is,
it starts from raw talent.
A difference slightly from her and Normani. I think when you look at dance and stage presence, of course, Normani, has that on lock. But I do hear, certain similarities. But I also don't think it's a bad thing to be compared to Beyonce, especially if it could be a legitimate comparison.
Okay, but think about it. When Mariah first came out, who they compared her to?
They compared her to Whitney, but
Did she like it?
No, but they weren't the same. It was the style of music, but
they
are not the same. You know what I mean? I love Whitney Houston. She's the voice. But Whitney Houston is not a songwriter, but Whitney Houston is a musician. She could open up her voice, and that's how she directed. Ricky Minor talked about how he literally sent her a track for Star Spangled Banner. She sung it, and that was the arrangement. She built the arrangement with her voice, and that is something that a lot of people cannot do.
So you're saying because she's a singer, that's why they compare?
Well, Whitney Houston wasn't really a songwriter.
I'm talking about Chloe and Beyonce.
I think they're comparing them because of the stage presence, which is not a bad thing. I mean, what do a lot of people buy into Beyonce for? Her concert experience. That's not a bad thing. And I do think they are vocal, similarities in how she enunciates or, the rhythm in her voice. But we hear Beyonce, she cites Tina Turner or she'll cite Michael Jackson, and you can see some of that. Even Prince, she's had all type of those records inspired by those artists. So it's nothing wrong with an artist showing love for another artist, and if you can see it, that's a good thing.
Yeah, showing love is
but
fine.
she's not Beyonce.
She's not
That's
Beyonce.
clear.
Right.
But you can see similarities.
I just think they need to cease. Just stop.
They do.
Let
They
the
need to
girl
take
just
time
grow.
to get to know
Right.
Chloe,
Let her
and I
grow.
think that they'll be surprised. Like I said, she's
working.
shown her talent. She's shown you behind her producing, software. You've seen her sing. She did the Young Blue cover, like you just said. So we've seen it, and they're excited.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's almost like it's a passing of a torch, almost like a new Supreme thing, and that's not a bad comparison. I can't say that that'll be the same for Normani. There's been a struggle to roll out a sound for her, but we're still waiting and we're still supporting
Yeah, we're
her.
still patiently waiting for you, Normani. We support you.
Absolutely. So, and with Holly, this Little Mermaid movie is going to
I
be
cannot
really
wait.
transformative, and it's a big thing for people of color, young brown skinned girls to see themselves. I mean, we definitely love the Little Mermaid, and
Yes.
myself included.
Yes.
So that says a lot, and representation matters. And I can see Holly going the whole Broadway route as well. She has
Doing
that
more
style
musicals.
voice, so I want to see that. I think both of them will be a problem, and they have the same background. They're a family business. They started as young girls, and here they are. So, it's a good look for them, and I think they're going to win Grammys. It just didn't happen
absolutely.
this
It
year.
just didn't happen, right.
You know what I mean? And that's okay sometimes, as long as it's not constantly overlooked, i.e. Jasmine Sullivan. It blows my mind. It's 2021.
Grammys.
And she doesn't
Harvey
have a
Mason
Grammy.
Jr. Look now.
Harvey going to get it done. And so,
You got time.
that's just that. And to kind of piggyback to the Grammys, they did a really good job spreading it around this year. We even saw her win for Song of the Year.
Yes.
And so it was really diverse, and another genre that we see some diversity in. And more recently, we had another artist who spoke out against his Grammy nominations this year, Justin Bieber, who was nominated for Best Pop Vocal Album. But he said, hey, wait a minute. Changes was an R&B album, and I wanted it to be
Thank
recognized
you,
as such.
but no thank you.
So now he has released Justice over the weekend. And right now he had his Tiny Desk, and he just dropped Peaches featuring Giveon and Daniel Caesar. And so, if you look at Justin Bieber, of course we had My World 2.0, and we had Believe, but then things started to take a change. We got to see Journals, we got to see Purpose.
I still love Journals.
Changes. Purpose, which I think is probably his best work to date, and I'm late to the Journals train.
I forgot about
but
Purpose.
Purpose definitely had great
that
singles, but the album itself, it was an album of the year nominee as well. But what do you say? I mean, if you look, let's talk about Peaches, right? So the album is out, Justice, and you listen to Peaches, and you heard the record, right?
Yes.
I like my Peaches,
From
from Georgia, a badass bitch from Georgia.
And
I
Weed
like
from
my weed from
California.
California. You know what I mean? And so when you listen to this record, right, and this is nothing against Justin Bieber, because I don't really think he's been an issue in regards of racial relations, but when you think about the Renaissance movement that's happening in R&B right now, right? All these new artists that are coming out, creating their new sounds, and you have this mainstream artist like Justin Bieber. Is he the dark horse? Is he the guy that gets R&B back into the commercial good graces? We talk about the 90s. Neo Soul was commercial, right? R&B was super, super commercial at one point. And you can understand why a lot of artists are doing it now. They were doing it then. But, not that many people know who Giveon and Daniel Caesar are.
Right.
And to be able to have them on this platform is huge. So how does that work for you?
Well, first off, Peaches, I love that song.
Awesome
I
record.
thought Giveon really stood out
Floated.
on that song.
Best.
And Daniel Caesar was good too, but I think Giveon really stood out of all the gentlemen. But I do like his Tiny Desk version though. I like how he slowed it down. I thought that's how the song was actually going to sound. But for me, it's a good look for Giveon. It really is, because if you listen to his music, it's a lot of it's slow songs. It's a lot of slow songs, and this one kind of gives you a beat tempo, so you kind of hear him different on this type of song. So I don't really think he'll be the dark horse though, because it's just one song. I mean, nobody really talk about changes. And with this album, I mean, is this an R&B album? Because I was getting pop out of this album. And that was like the only R&B song to me. So I don't really see him being the dark horse.
Well, I think there were definitely pop elements and changes too, which was no surprise to me that it was nominated for pop vocal album. I think we have two different versions. I think our version versus what Justin Bieber's version of R&B is a little bit different. But when you make things for the radio and when you repurpose it for the radio, Peaches gets the job done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's easy on the ears. It's
The video's
the
good.
chorus is replayable. The video's nice to see Daniel Caesar riding on top of the car. You know what I mean? But Daniel Caesar is, noted as well in regards of being, a really great songwriter. You had Freudian, and then you had the last album, Case Study, as well. So, hopefully more people kind of get into who they are and see the
Right.
association of Justin
Right.
Bieber. You know what I mean?
So when Justin Bieber was getting ready to drop this album, Chance the Rapper made a comment and said, "This is his Thriller." Do you think that after hearing the album, do you think this is Justin Bieber's Thriller?
Respectfully, hell no. I think it was, first of all, Chance the Rapper last album was the
Big Day.
The Big Day. No,
It was long.
the Coloring Book. Yes, got to see him at Mardi Gras World. Yes.
Yes.
The Big Day. No, unfortunately not. And to come out and make a statement so early as well. This has almost been a year in between his statement where he said that.
It was during the pandemic.
And so
I remember
you
that.
set the bar really high to compare a new album to the best-selling album of all time now.
All the time.
The best-selling album of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Number one after number one after number one.
Mm-hmm.
Still to this day, people talk about Thriller is, and that's you
The
and
Thriller
I.
effect.
Exactly. So you got to know what you say. Words mean things, and in that type of comparison, that just wasn't the right thing to say. And especially after listening to the album now, you think to yourself, "Where's the Thriller, Chance? Where's the Thriller?
The thing.
Did you hear the Thriller?"
No, but
Oh.
I got out of my seat when I heard Martin Luther King. But his family,
There's nothing wrong with
Said it
being
was
an
okay.
ally, but
he got the approval from his family. So what can you do?
I mean, he's always been on tracks with us, though. Justin Bieber's been. I mean, Ludacris was on his very first single. He's
Yeah.
always been with us, really. But that's the Justin Timberlake blueprint.
Facts.
So, that is just what it is. But, talking about the R&B, the changes in R&B and the influences, and I do see it coming out more in other pop artists. There was recently a discussion about, we just talked about Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars.
How, 24 Karat Magic seemed to almost be a little bit mimicky in a sense of New Jack Swing culture and not something traditional, corny in a sense. But Bruno Mars has the platform. He has the exposure to be able to get his
performances
messaging
really sold that
across. And he can really sing. And he's always been about soul music, working with CeeLo, artists like that in the beginning. And so,
Yep.
I think it was genius of him to say, Anderson, like, work with me. If you can, drop what you're doing and record this album with me, because Anderson .Paak is one of those artists as well that is well respected, but commercially hasn't really got to a big peak yet where everyone knows his name.
They know his
you
name
have
now.
to go and say, have you heard of Anderson? And now
They know his name.
they're getting to know his name by way of Bruno Mars, and that's what it's about in the music industry. I think true artistry has no bounds. And so you have to be able to respect that, and you can be influenced by anything.
Right.
We've seen it time and time again, other artists as well, who have, taken R&B elements and infused it with pop to create a sound that is a big hit.
Right.
And sometimes you have to ask yourself, if the songwriter was the person singing it, would it have been as big of a hit?
Okay. I agree. I definitely agree.
So,
I still don't think Justin Bieber the dark horse though.
I don't know.
But, I mean, he can prove me wrong.
collaborated
He
with
can
a
prove
good
me
amount of
wrong.
people. I don't know. I'm not to say that he is. I don't think that he is personally, but he is being referenced, to as this monumental artist. So is he?
They gonna
He's
have to
worked
prove
with
me
a good
wrong.
amount of people.
Yeah, but I don't think he gonna resurge R&B though.
But you do think the R&B is resurging?
Absolutely, absolutely. We have a lot of R&B.
And lyrically, to me,
look at her. Her is just shining.
Absolutely. And lyrically, to me, when you think about Peaches, it just doesn't sound like anything that Justin Bieber would write. I don't know. Just me.
Who would you put on there?
The two guys that are on the record. Honestly,
Without
and you could
Justin.
even throw Gallant in the mix. Like a lot of people
Yeah.
sleep on Gallant, and he
Yes.
is one of those
I
R&B
love him.
artists as well that
Relapse,
are coming out. You know what I mean?
Comeback.
Come back.
Mhm.
And you talk about his older albums even before that. So
His new EP coming out. Brandy's gonna be on it. Van Jess is gonna be on it. That's gonna be exciting.
Ira
think it's,
Lennox as well, right?
I don't know if Ira was gonna be on there, but March 26th. March 26th.
I'll have it, and it'll
Gallant.
be added. So
Add that.
that wraps up all of our hot topics in music news. Keep it locked.
All right, guys. So it's time for Song Association. So if this is your first time watching us, thank you. And I'll go ahead and explain the rules. So Jay Brooks and I will give each other 5 words, and we'll have 10 seconds to sing a song associated with the word. So I'll go first.
Let's do it.
All right. First word. World.
We are the world. That's the first thing I could think of. We are the children. Come on. There's children crossing the borders right now. There's a lot of things going on in the world.
Okay.
We need to make the world a better place.
All right. Matter.
NERD. Anti-matter. You so anti, don't not matter. From Seeing Sounds, 2008.
I forgot about that
so
song.
anti, dumb, not matter. It's the first thing. I'm not going to lose in Song Association. That is why. So the first thing that comes to my mind is what you get, and I love Seeing Sounds.
Gotcha.
I do.
All right.
Anti-matter.
Tattoo.
What's up, Jordan Sparks?
Hey!
Just like a tattoo,
If
I'll always have you. I
ever
don't know of any other songs with tattoo on it.
August. I don't want
Nobody
nobody
but
but
you.
you.
Kissing on. Well,
my
you know.
tattoos.
You
Yeah.
deal with August and his entanglements. I don't.
All right. Boom.
And then I heard boom for the amplifier. Gator boots with the pimped out Gucci shoes.
I didn't know you. I didn't see that coming. I thought you was gonna say bedroom boom.
Oh, I didn't think about that. I did think about Boom
Bedroom.
from Turning Point, from Mario's album. That also features Juvenile. It's called
Yep.
Boom featuring Juvenile.
Oh, boom like a 808.
Oh, I didn't think
Circles
about that.
like a figure eight.
I did not think about that. I didn't. Was that 5 words already?
Yeah.
Dang, that was fast. Okay.
Oh no, wait, one more.
Okay.
Ain't.
All right. That's the only thing I could think of.
Damn, and I knew as soon as I
Ain't
said
nobody, sorry, loves me better. Shaka Khan, shout out, you know. Down the wire. Okay,
it. So that's 5.
that's 5.
Yes.
All right, let's see what I got for you.
What you got for me?
Your first word is here.
I hate this song, but I'm gonna sing it. It makes me sad.
Do you want to get your point or not?
I was here.
I can't hear you.
I lived. I loved. I was here. I was here. Beyonce.
4. All right, DJ.
Say go DJ. That's my DJ.
I knew that
Say
was
go
coming.
DJ. That's my DJ. The hottest under the sun.
Mm-hmm.
I come from under your Tommy. Bussin' a Tommy.
Dress.
Dress. Oh, put your freaking dress on. Oh, put your freaking dress. I don't want to lose either. That's
I
the
know.
first
I
song.
know. It's okay. I
That's
know.
the first song.
I know. It's just board member status. That's what I.
But
That's what I
the
charge
first
it
song.
to.
But I'm trying to remember dress.
I mean, you got. You got it.
I know, but okay.
It's okay. I don't know.
What you was thinking of when you said dress? You better not say freaking dress.
Well, I mean, your next word is back. I was.
You know, I like it with a small waist and nice whip. So when I hit it from the back, I get a nice grip. I be sweating like a dog and I might slip.
I'm trying to
Hey,
follow
I
it.
pay for
Oh,
it.
okay. There we
I
go.
pay for it.
Did you say back?
You said back.
I know.
I like them with a small
With
waist
a
and nice
oh,
hips.
gotcha.
So when I'm hitting it from the back, I get a
Gotcha.
nice grip.
That was
I be sweating
2004
like a
too,
dog
Slow
and I'm
Motion.
like-
What a time. Slow Motion was number one on TRL. It was the number one
Yes.
song in the country.
Yes.
I didn't like, could you imagine being Soulja Slim? Like,
Yeah.
I'm watching TRL
I
and
wish he would've
this is
seen
the
that.
number one video.
I wish he would have been there for that.
I wish, man.
Yeah, that was dope.
It almost felt like when Back That Ass Up came up, how like just proud it felt to be
Yes.
part of a city. And
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I used
there
to
was
always
nothing
order
commercial about neither one of those songs. Those
Mhm.
were just songs for us and our
Yes.
community.
that. Number one stunner, bling bling, back that ass up. All
That's
of that.
crazy. And your last word
That's more?
is come. 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 Not. Sorry.
Come to me, I'll put you fast asleep. You'll be waking up.
Well, day 26.
Yeah.
Day 26 or day Danity Kane.
Danny Kane.
Mm.
I'm with the girls on this one.
Okay.
I might not to get to know you, but I can't hear you right now.
I'm gonna got me going. Exclusives type of guy.
Well,
Just
Danny
saying.
Kane had the best season. They had the best season.
I like that season combined, actually. That,
Really? It was
yes.
too much drama.
That's,
Oh.
you know what I
yeah.
mean?
Mhm.
It was. The boys had a lot of drama coming together as a group, though,
They
too.
did.
Both of their seasons were drama filled. That's why they had
But
to come
together,
together.
it was just. It was a
and
good
they
idea.
just disbanded all of them anyway.
Then fired them in,
You know how
in
many
front of
artists and
cameras.
groups did it and ran through? He's still a man, though. But I'm just saying.
And fired them on the TV. On TV.
Oh, well.
Just right there. Or you could go too. Oh. Okay. Diddy will always be the man.
Always.
All right, so that just about wraps up Song Association.
Which means it's time for our very first cluster on the Shuffle Music Show. And it's I Just Want to Sing.
I just wanna sing.
And so, you know, for me, when I think about the concept, I just want to sing, you know, what I associate most to music essentially is voices, you know, being able to sing along with it. I think sometimes, you know, when I didn't really have or know the words to say, there was a song to associate with it to make me express my emotions or bring them to life. And so, you know, that's the impact. You know, when you hear an artist, you want to just get up there with them. And if I could sing like some of my favorite artists, you probably couldn't get me to shut up. You know, like we'll be like, the track's over, and I'll still
Just
be
keep
at the end
going.
like, oh yeah. You know, you wouldn't just be able to make me stop.
Yeah.
And so that's the joy that music brings me. I mean, I can recall just pulling up to my house. I'm sitting in my car just running a song because I'm caught in that moment.
And
What
you
about-
gotta hit that note.
You got to.
You have to.
What about you?
So I digest my music in the car. So when it's just me, no one else in my car, that's when I sing the loudest. I have the most fun. And the thing about music is the emotion. That's what I love so much. So it starts off with a voice because obviously you have to have some type of voice in order to sing. But once they bring that emotion and raw pain, that's what I like the most about it. So
what songs or artists capture that sentiment of the emotion the most for you?
So, one song that I picked was "One and Only" by Adele. You've been on my mind. So, I mean, I really don't listen to slow songs like that because I get deep inside and get into thought, and I just start thinking. Like, even if I haven't been through that situation, I still start to think about it because that's the type of attention that they draw in, and especially Adele. Like, she has plenty of songs that'll give you that feeling, but it's just something about that one and only. I mean, from a lyrical standpoint, like, just let me just be
You've
your
been on
one
my
and
mind.
only. Okay?
It sounds really, really sad, but it's a song full of optimism, right? Like, I dare you to just let me be that one
I
person.
know.
It was actually a song I picked as well.
Oh, really?
It was.
Oh, look at us.
You know, kindred spirits in a sense. You know, but I agree. From the piano intro, it just reminds me of a
Yes.
Sunday morning and you just find yourself drinking red wine. Like, it's 9 a.m. Why am I drinking red wine? But Adele will do that to you. You know
Yes,
what I mean?
yes.
It's almost like you're waking up the night before
Yes.
from listening to 21, fresh off heartbreak, and you got to wake up the next morning like, where's my wine?
That's why I have to be careful with Giveon. I have to be careful with him because Heartbreak Anniversary. See, I don't have time for that.
I'm surprised it's peaking like that. But, you know, think about it. When you've had breakups that are symbolic in a sense, you always remember that time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you reflect on that time and, you know, what you felt. I know for me, like, my most serious relationship, when it ended, I always kind of reflect on that time.
Yeah.
But for good and bad reasons. You know, I think about, like, okay, I'm never doing this again.
Mm-hmm.
But then I think about why I did it in
Don't
the
block
first
your
place.
blessings.
And so I agree.
So my second song is "How Come You Don't Call Me" with Alicia Keys, covered by Prince. So she got the okay to do that. But even like I said, Adele started off with the piano and as well as Alicia Keys, and she just reached that, baby. Then you know it's on. Like, how come you don't call me?
Tell
I
me,
keep
my
picture
baby.
on side the bed. And I remember every word you said.
She just had some questions that needed
Just
answers,
how come
right?
you don't call me?
That's all she needed.
That's it. I mean, Janae Aiko, you never call me. Why you don't call me? But Alicia Keys want to know why you don't call me. Have you ever felt that emotion?
Yeah, I feel a little played. You know, I do because I feel
I got
that
too much pride.
I'm not much of an approacher. Like, I need to see that you have some form of interest in me. You know what I mean? I don't like to shoot my shot and then miss. So it could be an ego thing, but it's also I'm a mutuals type of guy. Like, I don't want to waste my time. And so I guess I appreciate the block, but I don't often shoot.
Why on earth can you just pick up the phone?
Like, what's wrong with me, right? I must think that I'm
you
perfect
know
to
I don't
feel
like
that
to
way,
be
right?
alone.
I gotta say "Where I Want to Be" by Donnell Jones. You know,
I just left my baby girl. Yeah,
it's a tough spot to be in. You know, I think about a lot of my friends, even from high school, who were dating high school sweethearts, and then they get to college, right? And you're exposed to this whole new world. What do you do? Like, do you stay faithful? Do you play around? Like, you have to think about it. If you commit to wanting to be with this one person for the rest of your life, that person may not want to take a polyamorous approach. And so that could really be the only, you know, piece of whatever you're going to have for quite some time. So you have to think about it. Like, am I sure?
I know, but that's kind of fucked up. Like, you left all that on a message.
Sometimes you can't
Like,
face the
I
truth.
left my baby girl
That's
a message.
the emotion.
Said I
And
won't be
think he
coming
was
home.
hurt. I think he
Don't
sung
leave
about
that
being
on my.
hurt.
Don't text me that.
He
Call
knew
me
he
and tell
was
me
wrong.
that.
Donnell Jones knew he was wrong. That's why he used to say "sweet little did." Like, he knew he was wrong because all he could do was hum it out. He couldn't even say the words at that point. You know, I don't mean to hurt you, but he knows that he is exactly
That's
doing what
messed up.
he doesn't mean to do, and that's hurting the one person who probably was the most solid in his life.
The voicemail though.
I don't know. It takes a lot of courage in the heart to be honest.
You do. You got to be cocky to do that.
To say it in person.
No, to put it on the voicemail. That's messed up.
I think it's more
Like,
fear.
do you even care about me at this point?
It can
I
go,
guess not.
It
That's
can
why
go
you
either
battling.
way. But I think another area that you get to see the emotion is in live performances and concerts. You know, we talked about that a little bit earlier, but, you know, when do you see an artist at their best? And I think it's live.
Absolutely. So the song that I picked for my live performance, and this is one artist that I've never seen in concert before. I do want to see her in concert, and I hope that she does a concert. But Mariah Carey, Emotions.
Wow.
I was so happy when the Rarities came out because the Live in Tokyo version was on, and I like the live version more than the original version, but it's just something about that song.
Did you see the MTV Unplugged?
Yes.
Shout out to
I had that
Kelly
one
Price
downloaded.
as a background singer,
Yes.
her and her sister. But the "You Got Me Feeling," that breakdown, which Drake sampled on Scorpion. See,
So
look at Aubrey.
so proud.
Aubrey knows. Well, I mean, if you hear the record, clearly the first verse you hear is Mariah Carey. You can't deny that. But you know, Aubrey has a good taste when it comes to R&B. You know,
and then I had other songs to choose from her though. I thought about "Open Arms" but that song always make me want to cry, so I try not to play that song.
well, you know,
And "Mine Again."
Oof.
Yes, that's shower time. I know my neighbors be mad.
I mean, who doesn't like sing Mine Again to the top of the line? Can you
Yes.
hit the Baby You Should Be? I'm like,
That's automatic.
but guess what? In the car, in the shower, you're going to hear it.
Hello.
So I have a song, but then I'm also have an artist, and I think we can probably guess. But again, I'm going to have to throw this to Whitney Elizabeth Houston. I think she's the best. Like, I've never got to see her live as well. But, you know, when the Live Performances album came out, I told you I would go on YouTube and just Google Whitney Houston YouTube. And I watched the concert in, you know, for South Africa, the Welcome Home, Heroes, you know. And so when I watch I'm Your Baby Tonight live, which is a really hard song to sing.
Yes.
That whole breakdown,
Yes.
you got the magic and I gotta have it. I don't want the. I'm like, woo, I need a breath, but only Whitney Houston. And I mean, All the Man That I Need and the I Love You, Porgy. And I'm not going melody at the American Music Awards. I mean, that's, again,
I still love to watch her perform
a
live. I don't
talent.
care
You
what
just
they
get
say.
lost in her. There's
I don't
something
care
really
what they say.
captivating about her. I wish that I wish that I would have been old enough to see her on the My Love Is Your Love tour. Because that album in itself, Heartbreak Hotel, Kelly Price, Faith Evans, you know, It's Not Right, but It's Okay. Shout out to Dark Child, one of the greatest R&B producers, and LaShawn Daniels, rest in peace. But
Yes.
I could just watch Whitney sing live all day. You know what I mean? And it could be any song. But tell me, who's an artist that you think should have a live album that doesn't have one out right now?
Jasmine Sullivan. Periods.
Well, we got the Tiny Desk. We got the
And
HBO
you know how many
Max
times I play
special.
that?
Weekly.
You know what I mean? In the house.
Weekly.
I guess I'm gonna have to pay for YouTube now because these ads are getting on my nerves. Because soon as she gets to the gut, here we go with an ad, and then you gotta wait for the second ad, and then here she come back again.
All the streaming sites are just getting our money. I see you, Paramount Plus. I'm waiting to sign up for that too. Well, I think, is Paramount Plus live?
I think it's out.
It's live now?
I think it's out.
I gotta get it.
Yes.
They're gonna have Behind the Music
Yep.
coming back, you know.
All those
LL Cool J, Jennifer Lopez, up and coming, you know.
MTV Raps, is that coming on?
MTV or Raps, it's coming back. So all of people who are like us, who are, you know, music lovers, who
That's
got
how
up
we grew
early
up.
in the morning to watch, you know, VH1 Jumpstart, you know, BET Start, BET Now, The Center, Rap City. We talked about 106 in Park and TRL,
Yep.
like that type of programming. And now you got Shuffle too.
Paramount.
So forget about that. I think Fantasia Barrino needs to do a live
Oh
album.
yeah.
Have you seen
Yeah.
her live?
Yeah.
She does Doing a Butt, and I'm like, cut up. But
I like to watch
she's
her live performance.
one of those artists, right? She just takes control, and I don't think I've ever seen a bad performance. Did you see the tribute to Patti LaBelle when she sings
You're
Lady
my
Marmalade?
friend.
Oh, that one too, for the BET Honors.
Yes.
That one
Yes.
as well. But
yes. Mama
constantly.
wasn't playing.
when you think about American Idol, the only I don't remember a bad performance.
I don't either. That's why she won.
Say it again.
That's why she won.
Okay. I mean, Free Yourself, again, 2004, a like fucking classic.
I ain't
Sorry.
gonna beg you.
Missy Elliott really, Jazzy
my
Faye,
song.
they just came through with the production on that album. But Fantasia needs to drop a live album like yesterday. I'm tired of rewatching these videos in my camera roll.
Yes.
So, I don't know. I also think about Toni Braxton, too. I think 7 Whole Days is a better live version as well
Yeah, I was
than
about
the
to say,
studio
yeah.
version. So, it's a little good bit of everything that comes along, you know, with these artists and the music that they produce.
Right.
So I
right.
think another good thing about artists and things that make you want to sing is lyrics. Like, do we have good lyrics?
Yes.
So when you think about artists that come to mind that give you good lyrics, what
Mm-hmm.
are some of those writers?
Well, I know I talked about Heartbreak Anniversary earlier, but I want to say Stuck on You by Giveon. I love that. I mean, Still Your Best. But I do like Stuck on You, but Still Your Best.
Still Your Best has like a conceited, cocky
serious?
flow about it. Yeah.
That's what I love
sure.
about it. And then if you go into the way he looks, it's like, okay, yeah, so I see why you're so cocky. But that one and Off the Table by Ariana Grande and The Weeknd, I love those lyrics. I mean, you think about you've gone through heartbreak for years and years and years, and you try to rebuild yourself, and you ask yourself, like, is love completely off the table? Like, can I ever love again? So I love the emotion that she take you through on that song. And then Abel is like, he's the savior. Like, I'm here to tell you, like, yes, it's your turn, girl. I'm here.
Okay. It's not too late, right?
No, it's not too late.
And
It's never too late.
she
You can
doesn't-
always rebuild yourself.
She doesn't have to save her tears.
No,
Gotcha.
she's in love now.
True that.
Yeah.
She
So
is.
it's never too late. Ladies, it is never too late. You can always get over a heartbreak.
So I'm gonna go with first. I'm gonna cite Frank Ocean. I think when you think about Thinking About You, but not even that. When you think about Nostalgia Ultra, or you think about the Lonnie Bro collection, a lot of those records were like tapped by different artists, like Quickly, John Legend sings now, Scared of Beautiful, Brandy sings, but the songwriting style that he had, kind of switching up the flows, which we kind of got to see with Nights from Blind,
Yes.
which is probably one of my favorite songs of just all time.
Pyramids.
Just able to kind of tell a story. Pyramids again with the
Pilot
switch up
Jones.
and pink and white. So it's a lot of different records that he's able to really showcase and tell a different story. And when you
Right.
thinking about you, it's a true story. It's almost like a summer fling that kind of goes about and it just fizzles. But I would think the ultimate songwriter in a sense, especially that I kind of gravitate to be quite honest, is Mariah Carey. I think
Absolutely.
19 number ones from a standpoint that were all written
Powerhouse.
by you, several different lyrics. I've learned most of my vocabulary from a Mariah Carey record, you know what I mean? And so
The way she
We
enunciates.
Belong Together is not the song of the decade for nothing. You know what I mean? It's essentially a song that everybody can relate to, that people just don't get tired of from that standpoint. We all talk about emancipation. You just talked about mine again.
Yes.
So, I think she truly is a songwriter, and that's why when she does her interviews, when I listen to her memoir, she had to keep expressing, I'm a singer. I'm a songwriter. That is what I do. Songwriting. Because that's how she's been able to tell a story. And I think it's something special when you're an artist and you don't need a room full of writers. Nothing wrong with it, but I think it's something special when you can craft the concept of your own song
Right.
without the assistance of anybody else, and then give them directive on what you're trying to sing and accomplish.
That's why she's Mariah Carey.
That's all I'm
Can't
saying.
take that away from her.
And so, and then I think, as we kind of, come to a close with the last two, let's talk about, the riffs and runs, who gives you vocals, and then let's talk about, your favorite karaoke records.
So riff and runs, that would have to go to Jasmine Sullivan for me. Like, I want her with a live performance, but Pick Up Your Feelings, Homegirl was not playing on that song, and she's always been able to deliver that. I mean, with Lion, Tigers, and Bears, I'm in love with another man, excuse me, but it's just something about Pick Your Feelings.
Even Bust Your Windows, I think it was the
Yes.
biggest hit, so everyone
Yes.
kind of got over it. But when you think about it now in hindsight, Stevie Wonder wasn't lying when he said that, it's probably one of the greatest,
I Need
more
You Bad.
modern written songs. And the way she was able to run it, and she knows her voice. I mean, we just saw she cut up for the Star Spangled Banner. So, Jasmine Sullivan is a riff and a run. I mean, how many Jasmine Sullivan challenges have we seen now
Yes.
on social media? Because everybody wants to do these
Insecure,
runs that
Pick
are
Up
just...
Your Feelings.
It's hard to follow. It's hard to mimic. It's kind of like a blueprint and a standard in a sense.
And then she tried to teach us.
And
I
then,
still couldn't get it.
did you see the clip? Like even when her and Brandy, I think they were doing an episode of Watch What Happens Live, and they were in the back, and Brandy was like, "Teach me that." And I'm thinking to myself, well, Brandy, they refer to you as
You the vocal Bible,
the
girl.
vocal Bible. And if I had to cite somebody for riff and runs, it'll be Brandy. I mean, when you think about harmonies, you think about layers, you think about vocals. Brandy doesn't have an extremely high pitched voice, but she knows her voice. She knows how to give it layers. She knows how to work it in a sense to where it works for her. I mean,
right.
you have Brandy's voice and you have Whitney Houston's voice. They don't sound the same, but the fact that she can get up there and sing a Whitney Houston song, and
Why
you think
are
to
you
yourself,
down there?
right. I mean, you think to yourself, well, how are you able to do that? Well, that's because she's vocally trained and kind of excels at that. I mean, B7, a snub,
Yes.
another snub. I mean,
Another
her
snub.
and The Weeknd are in the same category. I mean, look at the breakdown in that whole futuristic flow, teaching people again how to get behind a microphone and sing.
Right. She definitely should have
So,
been nominated.
I got to say that. And when I think about karaoke, it's kind of like a guilty pleasure, but not a guilty pleasure. It's the thong song
I was
by
about
Sisqó.
to say the thong song.
I mean, I don't know. I've never been in a predicament where we just don't get together and sing it collectively. We may not be on key, we may not be on point or on tone, but we singing a thong song. When you hear that, ooh, that dress so scandalous, and you know the nigga, we all smiles, we all sing it, and you get to that part. Let me see, and it's a rap, and everybody says, "Baby," you know what I mean? That's karaoke. It's a good time.
I need to take you to the beach and I need you to do that whole video scene.
I will dye my hair platinum and get me a white 2-piece vest suit, and I'm there.
Bet.
Now I won't get the tattoo around my navel.
No,
but
no, no, we
it'll
don't
be
need
like
all
a
that.
little henna, maybe,
Oh, okay, yeah. We
and
can
I
do
could
that.
maybe slide on the beach or something,
Okay.
and
Bet.
we could work that out.
Bet.
What's a good
I would
karaoke
definitely.
song for you?
Okay, so I don't know, like I have the worst voice in the world, but I love high notes. So I want to say "Bleeding Love" by Leona Lewis. I absolutely love that song. That is my go-to karaoke song. When it's karaoke night, I'm doing that song no matter what. And the breakdown is my favorite part.
What happened?
I know, right? She
Was compared a lot to Mariah Carey. What she did kind of sound like Mariah Carey, and it felt a little gimmicky. But the first album
the
was
look?
off the chain. I don't care. Spirit was
Was it
off
the
the
look?
chain. I think it was the look, the crinkly hair, the everything. It was all of that. That's
I
how
can
she
see-
won
I
the
can
X
see it now
Factor,
that you
singing
said
songs by Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey. Like all her best performances are songs by those women.
Yeah.
And so sometimes, gimmicks are not cool.
I wonder what happened.
I don't know. She's still out there though.
See why it's dangerous to compare a new artist to another one? See why it's dangerous?
But again, I think a noticeable difference is, Leona Lewis wasn't a performer. She wasn't known as a singwriter. She was only known as a singer, and she sung cover songs
she did.
on
X Factor.
on a contest, right, on a popular opinion show. So of course we're going to vote for you if you're hitting and belting these notes of the classics. But when it comes out to do your own thing, I mean, a lot of people from the X Factor, The Voice,
Yep,
American
that's
Idol,
true.
they struggle to be their own type of artist because people got to know them, loving them singing covers of songs that they already love.
Yep, that's true.
So I would also say
But
Mario,
shout out to Lucky Daye.
right?
That's from American Idol.
An American Idol alumni.
Now
I
he
probably
can
would
on his
also
own.
have to say my last song would be Mario, Just a Friend.
I could see you doing that song in karaoke.
It's a moment. I'm telling you. Get the mic and the camera, and I'm going to show you a good time. And that's facts.
My last song would be Session 32 by Summer Walker. If I could play a guitar, I would just sit here with my guitar and play that song. I
Talk
love
about
that
shattered.
song.
Hashtag shattered, right?
You
Be
know,
in your
yep.
feels.
Yep. And Summer Walker take it up. She'll take it out with Riot. She'll take it out with Wasted. But this one, CPR, she'll take it out. But I love Session 32.
I mean,
We should have a karaoke night. Let's do it.
we could do a live karaoke night. I think a lot of our watchers and subscribers would like to see that as well.
Absolutely.
Kind of roll out those 90s, wouldn't you? I mean, I'm pretty sure it'll be a 90s throwback. We'll probably do curtail. Anybody have any new recent songs? But,
Right.
It'll be a 90s thing.
Ooh, a 90s throwback.
I
I'm
think,
doing This Is How We Do It.
I think we've reached the end of the road.
How you feel?
I feel great. I hope people at home want to pull out their phones and hit shuffle and play some of these songs that we talked about. I know the
Yes.
thong song, which has really been more so in conversation lately. Cisco won't go away. He seems to always
Where is
keep
Cisco?
coming back. I think he recently just did another interview. I don't know, but I mean, honestly, Cisco wants to tour the country singing a thong song and Incomplete for the rest of his life.
Or if
So
you want to
be
come to
it.
Shuffle
Like,
and go ahead and perform.
All you
at
need
it.
is one good record, and you really could be set for life. It's like, if I don't have anything
So
else,
Lil
I have
Nas
this
X is
one
set for
record.
life?
Yes.
Yes, I agree.
I do. I think Lil Nas can go on a tour just singing Old Town Road for the rest of his life. The kids love it. The kids love it. And I don't know what we'll see from that this next album, but I don't know.
It's a holiday.
I don't know. But thanks for tuning in. This concludes our very first episode of the
Yes.
Shuffle Music Show.
Yes.
Don't forget to hit us up on Twitter, Instagram at @HitShuffle_. As always, I'm Jay Brooks.
And I'm Nola C. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. It should
Subscribe
be
to
right
that channel
at the
right at the bottom.
of your screen. Thank you guys for tuning in.
We'll see you next time. Join the conversation. What's up, everyone? I'm Jay Brooks.
And I'm Nola C.
And this is Shuffle. Don't forget to follow us on IG and Twitter at @HitShuffle_.
And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just click that link right below and join the conversation.
We'll see you next time.